You have done like gay for pay scenes. How does that work?
The toughest men in the world who ever existed used to be gay with each other.
Since you're in this industry, how hard is it to keep a relationship?
Dude, man, it's really hard. If I were just to pop him in the head right now, how would you feel?
If you actually murdered Val in front of me, I'd probably crap my pants thinking I'm next.
There it is.
Boom. We have Dante Colle in the building. I am very interested in this gentleman because you have a completely... I honestly don't even want to do this intro because I don't even want to talk about this yet because we were arguing about something so much better. But the intro is supposed to be, I love the fact that you have a non-discriminatory penis. That in your professional world, you're putting your dick in everything. Yeah. And I love that. Woman, man, trans. And I wanted to talk about all that.
I can appreciate it from a little further away.
You know what? I also...
Like a mile and a half away.
Yeah.
I also have put my dick in pretty much
I'm
everything.
a man of teams, you know? he doesn't have a team. So I have to I logically have a hard time playing in too many teams.
But you know what that tells me is you got loyalty, and I appreciate that.
In some sense.
Yeah, but it depends who you're loyal to, right? You could be loyal to the wrong crowd.
I mean, but every side would say that you're loyal to the wrong crowd.
Correct.
I mean,
exactly.
if you're loyal to Nazis, you're probably not in the right crowd.
But according to the Nazis...
according to Nazis, you're doing good.
Yeah. Let's read this clear. I do not support Nazis.
No, just letting this out there.
What an intro.
Yeah, are you saying you're not sure what I belong to sexually?
I would also like to introduce the fact that not only are you here, you know, not discriminating with your penis, but you also have great manners and you're here with no shoes on. And my mom would love you for that.
I'd love to meet your mom.
Because you walk around in the house with no shoes on, and I think that we should have more, guests that respect the house like this.
I would agree, but I'm also scared of like stepping on a thumbtack here.
You might get AIDS after.
Yeah. Imagine your entire career, the way you get AIDS is by stepping on a thumbtack at this house.
I mean, dude, I got tested once and they told me I had AIDS, and so I was like, that fear is now out of my system.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
I mean, I don't have it. But,
it's okay if you do, bro.
Yeah,
it's okay. No, but seriously, what the fuck happened? How do you get misdiagnosed for AIDS and like not walk out a billionaire?
Okay, well, it was actually I don't know because nothing actually happened. But so it's funny because I actually had syphilis. And so within the same test, they're like, not only do you have syphilis, but you have HIV. But we think that might be wrong. So let's go get you tested again. So I was like, wait, what the fuck? So they just have syphilis, didn't have HIV.
Oh, so they kind of couched it. They were like, look, how do we tell this guy he has syphilis without ruining his day? We're like, look, we'll tell him he has AIDS. And then a week later be like, psych, you only have syphilis. And you're like, holy shit, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like they make syphilis look like a little fender bender.
It's a crazy clinic to go to when they say you might. I don't know what you might means.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm like, these tests are pretty fucking accurate. Like, how do I might have HIV?
What were you doing for that period of time?
It was
between
like 2 days.
You found out that you don't have AIDS and that you do have AIDS. What goes through your head?
Honestly, like I'm pretty laid back with a bunch of shit. Like I'm like, if it is what it is, I literally have like a C son las cosas or like a little KS like tattooed here, just like it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, but it's AIDS, dude.
It's like, except for people who've gotten like inappropriately or not inappropriate, misdiagnosed with HIV before, and it's just like it does happen. And that was in my head. I'm like, there's no way I could have actually contracted that from anywhere. But syphilis, on the other hand, is a different story. And I'm like, yeah, now I feel like I'm from the 1930s. Anyways, so didn't have HIV. So
damn,
this is God bless.
That's fucking.
But like I was chilling though. Like I didn't really worry about it too much.
Crazy? I literally get like a blood test, and I'm like, until I know the results, I'm like freaking out that I'm dying of everything.
Yeah, but like I almost die every fucking day on that bike. So I'm like, I don't like dying doesn't really bother me.
You're a little bit of a shapeshifter, brother.
I'm a shapeshifter.
Yeah, you kind of just go along with whatever happens, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
like a chameleon, kind of,
Right, but
just
you can't work in the industry if you have AIDS, right?
You can, yeah, but
there's a whole like
that's wild.
Yeah, there's like a obviously it's they call it fucking what's the term for it? Like plus like you claim plus, but you do have you're positive, and so you can only obviously work with positive people, or if someone's okay with you having it, because it's if you're undetectable, then I don't know the direct science about it, but supposedly you're not transmissible.
Man, that's a rough day at the office. If you're like, hey, you're gonna have to work with someone who's HIV positive.
You don't have to. It's a very
people that do it. You're like,
it's pretty crazy, bro.
Yeah, you have to like it has to be announced, obviously, because that's like the person's choice to like, oh, hey, do I want?
Dude, if you had a heart attack in between not knowing that you didn't have AIDS and knowing you had AIDS, you probably could have been one of the richest people. I would have gone so public. I would have sued that clinic, gone public. I'm like, they made me My girlfriend broke up with me. I gambled everything away.
And I did have a girlfriend at the time.
Did she freak out? Did you tell her? Or you were like,
yeah,
let me see
fucking,
2 days.
I was like on the phone, like when I was with her. And so I was just like, hey. And so obviously she was freaking out, but it was just like, hey, I really don't think like this is the case. Cause like syphilis is like you contracted it 3 months ago and you just didn't know until now.
Right.
But HIV is like you contracted within like 3 days of the last test, or well, it could be up to like 3 days.
No, I would faint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would keep it a secret, honestly, until I knew.
Yeah, but it's
For
like
sure.
if you're dating somebody, then it's kind of
I
like
just
I don't
wouldn't
feel like
fuck you
you're
for 2
responsible.
days. I'd be like, I gotta know for sure before I even unleash this. This is gonna be hell for 2 days on the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know because I just think about like I would like to know. So
You're
I was
like, you're a very loving relationship. Wait, did she freak? Like, you guys still together?
fuck no.
Oh.
You ended for other reasons.
Bitch died
but
of
yeah.
AIDS.
Yeah.
Weird.
Coincidence.
Speaking of which, since you're in this industry, how hard is it to keep a relationship?
Dude, man, it's really hard.
It's hard, huh?
I mean, for me at least, it's I know some people were like super successful at it, and like that always gave me hope. But like I realized in the recent years, like after her, like won't date an energy person ever again.
What's the longest relationship you had?
Her, and because I've only ever dated one person.
How long?
It was like 7 months. So it was like nothing.
Oh, that's nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. So it's like, but I've kind of like seen other people in the past, but like I've never had an actual girlfriend, and so she was my only real girlfriend, supposedly.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And she couldn't hang.
what's up?
She couldn't handle it.
I couldn't handle it.
Oh, you couldn't handle it?
Yeah.
What's
Why?
the
Because
hardest?
she's getting fucked.
Well, yeah, because it's like I could get over that, but it's just once trust like leaves the chat, then I'm like, fuck this, I'm out. And so it constantly made things worse when I didn't have trust because she kept fucking around doing shit and hiding shit line and found some shit out afterwards.
What's the fine line between work and just fucking around?
I mean, it's to your own agreement, really, because it's kind of like, are you doing this for fun? Or are you doing this for work? Or like, I want to work
Are
with
you
this
doing it for fun?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, because when I'm doing it, like I strictly will do it for work. So it's like the
How do you
like,
explain
as
that
long
to
as
an
it-
average human that's not performing your job?
right. So it's just how you handle it professionally in your head. Because it's like, are you fucking off camera too, or are you just strictly like doing the scenes? Are you using them to not using? Sorry, that sounds horrible. Are you like having them like get you hard and stuff? Or are you like,
Right.
you relying that on yourself? So
Wow,
it's just
so that honestly takes all the fun out of porn.
yeah, but it's still
If
like.
anyone knows, you're like, oh my god, like I have to like, we can't fuck off camera. You can't like blow like.
But I have more fun like on set with everybody on set over the sex that I have. Like, don't get me wrong, I most of the time have fun like with the sex part of it, but like I just like hanging out with everybody. So it's just kind of that's where I have more fun. Anyway, so back to this astrology shit.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, that was the intro where we just wanted to set the shit up. But realistically, we were arguing about the Chinese New Year
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Val believing in astrology. You believe in that shit? Honestly,
some of it, yeah.
seriously. What do you mean some? Why do you
Hold on,
believe in
hold on,
some
hold
and
on.
not?
Before we go, because right, you love to just go exaggerate. Okay, so before we exaggerate, do you believe in that shit? Means, do you read it every day? Do you pay attention to Monday to Sunday? Do you read like what time the sun falls? No, the answer is no. But do I see the general characteristics of each sign? Some of the things kind of cool and kind of resonate with me.
Oh, you know what? Okay, in that case, I would agree with you then, because like, there's been some shit where I'm like, it's a little too fucking like
Far-fetched,
But
yeah.
aren't
Well, no,
all
it's a little
those?
too close. Like,
it's
how
close, yeah.
how is it that specific about shit?
His theory is that whatever
applies to
is
everyone.
written, everybody can like
I can
be like,
read you today's fortune for a different sign than you are, and
Yeah.
you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that makes." You'll
No, and
twist it because people don't want to disprove their own reality, so they're just bend the truth to be like, "Oh yeah, that's like, oh okay, yeah, I'll meet someone," and then you're like, "Oh, remember that lady at the train station that blinked at me?"
Yeah, but
And you're like, "That was it. That was a sign."
but that's where I'm at with it. And then, but like, there's someone did my natal chart once where it's like fucking 80 pages worth of shit, and it's all like to the T. And I'm like, how the fuck is it this specific? But then there's also the best example I give was there's this artist called Zan Griffin. He put out this 12-month EP. Basically, each month he put out a song to an astrological sign. So like August, Leo, he put out, right? And so before I knew my natal bullshit, whatever, 3 songs I liked were Leo, Gemini, Aquarius. Out of all of them, I didn't like the rest of them. And so then this girl does my natal chart, and it turns out my 3 signs are Leo, Gemini, Aquarius in that order. And so I was just like,
it's a little too close, right, to home.
What
Yeah.
the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Before the mics were on, you were on my side.
yeah, but then
and
like
now
right,
you're
right
like,
before
"Oh
we
my
turned
god, I
on, I
believe
was
in
like,
this
but
garbage."
there's this thing. And so that's what
Yeah,
it
it's
was.
just coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could be for sure.
for sure.
It's absolutely coincidence. You don't look for those, you know.
Yeah. See, like you
Look,
said,
the
everyone has
easiest-
something to believe, right? You have your own thing to believe.
I don't.
What do you
do?
What do
I
you
don't believe
believe?
in anything.
That's his thing. His whole thing is that things will happen how they happen because you
I'm
think
in
of them.
control of my own destiny to a certain amount, but everything else that I can't control is controlled by you guys, right? Like if you plow your car into me, you've controlled my destiny for me. But yeah, so there's outside forces, but there are other people, right? Or the weather or whatever. But I don't chalk that up to some like divine thing. Like when you die,
Listen, I'm a man of
Every
logic
day.
too, right?
Really?
Which is
Sounds
great.
like it.
But there are certain things that nature does that we have no control over, like
Yeah.
you said. Like airplanes didn't just start flying on their own. They didn't get developed on their own. You have to use actual things in nature to lift the plane off the ground. You understand what I mean? You
Like
need to
what?
use... Well, the way the engine works is that you need to use the actual science of, let's say, whatever goes on within gravity,
you're so smart.
air, and everything else to get that plane to lift off. So we're using nature to do those things.
well, you're just using the environment, right? Like you were all made out of
but
atoms.
how much of nature are we like, reliant on? Like,
But what do you mean though?
I don't
well,
even-
because the stars and whatever happens within the universe, right? There
What
has
does
to
the
be some
stars have
kind-
to do with airplanes?
because it's energy.
But the
What
different
energy?
energy.
So if you're born under a
Yeah, but
certain
then-
star, right, or a certain time of the year, or whatever it may be, that was the whole connection with astrology.
I'm not understanding how this applies
Right,
to
but what
airplanes,
happens
though.
Because whoever, the whole point of astrology is that whoever's born under a certain time period of the year and certain stars are aligned or whatever it may be, that's how the whole thing got selected, because they had to understand why certain people have certain moods, why certain people act a certain way, why certain personalities have certain character traits, right? So it all got labeled throughout time.
yeah, but
But
we've
what does
also
that have
had
to do
like
with a fucking airplane flying through the air?
I'm explaining that nature has a big effect on who we are as people.
I don't care about astrology that much because like it doesn't control society, right? Like it's just a dumb quirk that people have, but it doesn't make laws. It doesn't fly planes into buildings.
But
right?
people control
Like-
society. Like who
Right,
sets
right,
the
right,
tone,
right,
right?
But no one's setting a law that being like, all Virgos now can't, have to pay a higher tax.
Obviously.
Right. So
That's
like,
an exaggeration.
but religion does play a role in laws and how shit gets done, right? So astrology is a
manipulate,
harmless
yeah.
religion. There's no in astrology. There's no child in astrology.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of girls that would justify like, oh, you're more likely to be a rapist if you're like a fucking, I don't know, like Taurus or some shit. I don't know if that's true, but
Right. I wonder, Oscar, is there a way to find out which
Top
sign?
10 are all Geminis.
Yeah, but yeah, well, you said
They
that
are
those were the
Geminis.
murderers,
What
right?
sign
Those
most
are serial
rapists
killers
or
are,
serial
like-
killers are? Which sign are they? They're
serial
probably
killers
Geminis.
versus Geminis.
I'm a
And
Gemini. I'm a sociopath. I know that.
Oh, you're 100% a sociopath.
Like I've already
Because you
up to date-
manipulate every situation. That's how you know.
because I play both sides.
You don't. You're just you
look at both
manipulate
sides.
what's best for you and the outcome of the time being. So that's
What's
what
best for me is
you don't
best
really-
for everyone around me.
you're willing. No, you see, but that's crazy.
Yes,
right?
when
That's
you're,
sick.
when you're
that's all-
carrying
but that's
the weight
sick right
of,
there.
But I
of
can get
everything.
that. I may not act on that necessarily, but I get that because you're control
Oh.
freaking just because you want to be the master of your own world, and the master of your own world
Trust
is
me.
being a master of everything around you.
Right,
that
but that's
doesn't necessarily
awesome.
mean you're a
My
sociopath.
girlfriend
No.
needs me to be confident in my decision making because then we get to move forward in the relationship.
But in your girl's head, you chose that's what she wants.
You want to ask us that? You want to ask us that?
Where's the
If
law?
she wants to make the decision.
Well, because you made it clear that you're going to constantly keep making the decisions. That doesn't mean that she
I'm just
came into the
better at it.
relationship with that.
But you're like
better
the
at it.
test of like if you're a sociopath or not. If I were just to pop him in the head right now, how would you feel?
if you shot Val,
Yeah.
if you actually murdered Val in front of me, I'd probably crap my pants thinking I'm next.
So then you're not a sociopath.
No.
dude.
I wouldn't care about his death. I'm instantly worried about. He's already gone. What do I got to cry? I'm like, I'm next. Okay. During the research, scientists discovered that 4 signs: Pisces, Cancer, Sagittarius, and Scorpio account for 40% of serial killers.
The fuck's
The highest number of victims are Capricorns. Those little fucking
Yo, type
bitches.
in because they're mad soft. Yo, type in what's it called? Can you type in the top 10 though? This Yahoo Entertainment shit is a little wild. Look, we can't
Yeah,
use
because
that.
it's like the most
that's a weird
famous
news source.
serial
yeah,
killers.
Yahoo
are
Entertainment
the-
is crazy. We can't be using that.
Because it was like Ted Bundy and fucking Dahmer and like they're all
I need the big dogs. I want to know what the big dogs are.
the famous ones.
Yeah,
Yo, there's no black serial killers.
I doubt that, man.
yeah, I doubt that also.
That's
Well,
like
They're further down the
because
list.
serial-
we're holding it down. That's one of the only
serial
white
killers are
sports.
premeditated.
What?
Serial killers are premeditated. So I guess like Because there's definitely been black people that have killed a bunch of people, but that doesn't like maybe they just weren't premeditated.
Right,
like,
right.
A long list.
White people are just really good at like holding on to the anger. Right?
Or just really hungry if you're Dahmer.
Right. Like, could you be a cannibal?
Could I be?
Yeah.
Like if I was on an island and I just needed food and like I hated somebody, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably try to figure out other shit first.
You know, most serial killers, like,
They're good looking.
no.
Yeah, I don't see why everyone's like, yo, yeah, they're all like fucking ladies, man. And
Most
Dahmer looks like
serial
a fucking
Women like a
thumb.
man with power. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what they look like.
Yeah, but he was a fucking dweeb, man. Like, have you seen how?
Was he though?
Most of them were denied pussy, bro. A
Yeah.
lot of them. You know what I mean? They hold a lot of anger for getting denied pussy and not knowing how to get it.
That's why there's no gay serial killers.
You know?
Because they're just
no,
fucking.
Dahmer was
What
gay.
do you mean?
Was he gay?
Dahmer was
Yeah.
mad gay.
How gay?
Bro, super gay.
Like how gay?
Like, yo, come watch this movie with me. I'm going to rock you out and then kill you.
But he only did men, or he did both.
He was mostly men, but there was like out of like let's call it like 80% of them were men.
Bro, he was very gay. Like, he was doing a lot of wild gay shit with you, honestly. Like, he set the tone for gay.
There's never been. That's Dahmer.
Yeah.
There's never been a Jeffrey Dahmer porn spinoff. They've done so much silly stuff. Has there ever been like a Dahmer? He was so popular.
I bet you there has been.
Like Eat Me Like Dahmer or whatever, right? Like it's just all
Like
like
put
just
you in my freezer.
blowjob
Hold
and
on.
yeah, dude. There's not one Gemini up there. Oh, one. Jeffrey Dahmer. Fuck.
Well, yeah. I thought Ted Bundy was.
Yeah.
Man, these people are fucking lying to me.
I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer reached for the stars, and he's obviously the biggest name on there, right? He's bigger than Ted
just because
Bundy.
he had like a documentary about him.
Yeah, and he had a good look, like a good Halloween costume.
Yeah, the
You can
glasses.
dress like Jeffrey Dahmer. It doesn't matter. Every month has psychos.
To wrap
Every
up the
month has
astrological
everything for
shit.
everyone.
So you're basically saying people that bet on sports are not good at betting sports because they technically, if you go by stats, a lot of them have very comparable stats, but they somehow say that they can make the best bets.
Yeah, but that's based off of statistics. What the fuck does that have to do with the
I mean,
astrological
there's still
science?
numbers.
No,
Yeah,
but these
who
guys
the
are
fuck
one
is
in every
basing their shit
category.
off
What do
of
you mean?
that?
Cancer is the highest rated serial killer, and cancer is apparently
You just
the
said
most
it was Gemini.
Hold on, no,
Yeah.
I said that they're on the list, top 10. I didn't say that's the highest. Cancer is the highest, but they say cancer is the most emotional, right? As a sign.
Who
That's
Yeah,
what
but
they
you
say.
said-
Who
yeah, but
said
like
But I'm
that?
saying, right? That's their whole thing.
Yeah, but how much percentage are they like above everything else?
As far as what? As
Like,
far
let's
as
say-
emotions?
Well, because there's always going to be a higher one than anything else in whatever topic of categorization of any topic you choose.
Forget about the zodiac shit, right? They say, right, that the best
Who's
hockey
that?
players are born in Canada from a certain month to a certain month.
Yeah,
They
but
say
that-
from January to March.
But that
Hold on, but why?
There could be actual evidence as to why, because it's much colder, longer throughout
But
the
why
year.
are-
There's less shit
That
to
has
do in
nothing to
Canada.
do with the
One
moon.
second.
Yeah.
But why from January to March are the best players statistically?
Just because you're born in January doesn't mean you're going to be a better hockey player, because they can take that Canadian kid out of Canada and put him in Jamaica, right? So it's like, has it a lot to do with the environment the kid grows up in?
It's a lot of things, right?
We're saying like here, let's use numbers and like actual statistics. You're saying let's use stars.
Yeah, you're just
I
looking
didn't
at the
say
moon
that.
like
I'm
an
just
old like,
asking
Native
you
American.
because you guys are talking about statistics and numbers,
Yeah.
and I'm just
You have
bringing.
an Apple iPhone watch on, and at the same time, you're like, let me just think like Native Americans did and look up there and be like, oh, yeah, there you go. I can paint with all the colors of the wind.
I mean, yeah, listen,
Right?
I
Like,
guess.
you have so much access to science and technology. It's absurd that you believe in something as primitive as like what,
I wouldn't say it's primitive.
it's so primitive. What else do you do from like back then?
Ayahuasca.
I mean, if we were born as robots, I wouldn't think that way. You know?
Well, you wouldn't be born.
Right. I'm just asking you what things we somehow ended up here, right? We evolved into this.
Wait, so was
Yeah,
that to do with
exactly.
robots?
We evolved.
I'm asking how did we?
Val, I'm just
How
going to
did it
say
all
this
come
out
together?
loud. None of us are smart enough to discuss this.
I know.
I know smarter people can tell us, but I can't regurgitate it to you, nor do I care where I came from. I'm kind of more worried about where I'm going.
Are
right?
you?
Yes.
I don't think you are.
I'm terrified of dying.
So how are you going to preserve that?
I don't know. You can't, right? That's the one thing death and taxes, the two things guaranteed in life.
What do you think is like when shit really sucks and you're just like, yo, I'm out of here?
Shit really sucks, I think, when you become a burden to your family. That's when I think you're like, fuck, life sucks now. Because now they don't want you around. You're like in the garage or whatever, right? Like they don't want to visit you, or you start losing your mind. My biggest fear is losing my mind, right? Not being able to remember, recognize people. You become a burden. That's the worst thing you could be. Because now everyone hates you
Yeah.
secretly behind your back.
Like my dad always told me, he's like, if I ever become a vegetable or basically like in that condition, he's just like, give me some pillow therapy. And I was like, I got you, Dad. Like, just kind of like.
But could you kill your mom at some point when she's just annoying and doesn't remember you?
No.
Or are you still gonna be like wiping like the fucking oatmeal off her lips as she like throws a hissy fit and yells, "I don't recognize who you are"? You'd be like, you know what?
For me,
It's
I
time.
don't really have much family, so the only family I have is my mom.
But that won't be her
And
anymore.
him, right?
But that's who.
That won't be her anymore.
But
You'll
I'm
be
saying
like, that's not her.
to me, I hold on to those things really tight. Like usually I don't really give a fuck about a lot, but that is like, that's the shit that burns me the most. I don't even care about my life. I care more about my mom's life.
Okay, let's not get crazy.
But I'm saying because my mom went through a lot to get me to where I'm at.
Yeah, but that was her
And,
choice.
and that sacrifice is
yeah,
just
but imagine
crushes me.
she gave up a lot for you, for then you to be like,
I
oh my
understand
God.
that, but
my
I'm
life.
talking about the sympathy. My sympathy for that is just what burns me the most. It's not about like, can
You don't
kill
find your mom
and this and
annoying
that?
ever?
No, I'm not you, bro.
Really?
Yeah, that's weird.
You're a little mama's
It's
boy.
kind of weird that you find your parents annoying.
They're fucking so annoying. I love them, but they're annoying.
I mean, my brother, you only get one set of parents, bro. You're acting like as if it's
So
like
what?
a fucking
So what does
office
that mean?
worker.
I get one set of parents.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I kind of agree
Like,
with him just
you
because,
know,
like,
like,
okay, so have you heard the phrase like blood is thicker than water, right?
Right.
That's not the fucking phrase. It's the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So it's actually the other way around. So it's like friends are actually tighter than family.
Yeah, because I get to choose you. I didn't choose my family.
And everyone based their whole fucking life off of blood is thicker than water. And so now, but it's just like back in the day, that's actually not at all what it meant. Because it's like you pick your family. More
I just
or
have a
less.
thing where
But no,
people
I
that
get what
take
you're saying.
care of
I'm
me,
not, yeah,
people
yeah,
that
I'm not-
take care of me,
I'm not saying you shouldn't,
I
by
will
the way,
make
yeah.
sure that, like, to me, it's very just close to me.
Yeah.
If I know somebody ever went out of their way to take care of me, especially to like a certain extent, I hold that very close. That's all. That's all it is.
Not like,
That's like having a homie that does a huge favor for you and pulls you out of dirt.
It's their choice.
Doesn't matter.
I didn't ask
they
you to
still
take
did
care
it
of me.
though. The point of the story is they still did it.
Yeah, okay. That's so
That's
what?
a crazy way to think. Also, that's when my choice. That's like somebody getting your Instagram back and you're just like, oh, forget about them.
No, they gave. They did. They
But I'm
did.
saying,
Yeah, I paid for that. That's a
doesn't
business
matter. But it's
transaction.
still somebody went out of their. They're
No,
like,
they
yo,
didn't. They made a profit. That's like Starbucks employee giving me
Yeah.
coffee.
okay, but
She
you
could
never
be
had
doing
a friend
something
that
else.
did something for you without having to pay for it.
Yeah.
Do you hold that close?
Do I call that close? No, I just repay
No, I'm
the
saying,
favor.
do you hold that close to like you're like, yo, this guy took care of me, like
Yeah, and I repay the favor every time I can. But like at the end of the day, if they become a burden, if they start annoying the fuck out of me every day, you're like, all right, dude, like I've
right.
done
But I'm
enough.
talking about parents. I'm not talking about like friends. Like my mom, she didn't do it. It's unconditional. It's different.
Yeah.
There's nothing to expect back. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do this for him, and Val hopefully will be successful when they take me on a nice trip.
see, like I get you, like everything that you're saying, like I'm on board with, but it's like, but I also understand
I
what you're saying. But like,
understand I understand
You guys also not. I get what you guys are talking about too, but unfortunately, like we
just
all
a little
need people.
mama's
We all
boy.
need people to get somewhere.
yeah, people will help you out, but I try to return the favor in every opportunity I get because I feel like there's an imbalance. Like the fact that somebody helps me out, like freaks me out.
Yeah, it's like
and so
owing
like
money.
it like makes me uncomfortable, and so like I have
And that's
to like.
fine.
Right,
But,
I
then
get
so-
the
but
favor
not
out of
every
the way.
so I need to
situation-
balance it back out is what it comes down to. So it's like if somebody helps me
said,
out,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm very grateful and I think it's awesome. But at the same time, I don't ever want it to be like, oh yeah, that person's super close to me. Cause someone could do like that I fucking hate, could like, it just annoys the absolute shit out of me. They could do something for me, but I'm gonna be like, oh, that was great. Like, fuck. Like,
But not every. But check this
out.
out. But not every situation in life is lollipop for lollipop.
Yeah,
of
okay.
course.
So hold on. So one
yeah.
second. So right. So if you get an opportunity for something, or you get put on to porn, or whatever, you get your first casting, or let's say you fuck up something and they give you leeway, they didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
Meaning
no.
you're not gonna go in 10 years from now and be like, oh, I remember this guy named Thomas, yo, the way he took me into that casting. Like I'm gonna remember him, and one day I'm gonna throw him 10,000 for doing that for me. Most likely that's not gonna happen, but unconditionally somebody was there to give you that shot and be like, yo, I got you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like most of the times, it was me like getting all that shit, and it was just going straight to the source. I never really relied on anybody else to get me something. It's usually going right to the source to get it, and in order like the payback for that is I give them the best fucking thing I can give them.
If I'm my parents' insurance
Subjectively.
policy, then they shouldn't have had me.
I've never had a
Subjectively.
complaint.
Which is fine.
So
but there's many-
that's what makes me like a good performer is that I would like do everything I can to perform the best, and because I never want to be in debt to anybody. I want to be like, this is a fair trade. Like,
But in my head, I feel like as a barber, I performed the best just because a client never said I fucked up their haircut doesn't mean I didn't.
Fair enough. But at
Okay.
the same time, it's just like you hired me. Like, yeah, you gave me that shot, and it's only like a beneficial thing in the long run if you keep getting hired. And if you keep getting hired, then it's because you're doing a good job.
Which is fair. But all I'm saying is there were times where somebody didn't need you and they still hooked you up.
Yeah, that's
know what I
okay.
mean?
I don't owe them my fucking life.
Even if it wasn't for your job, even if
Yeah.
it wasn't for something else, there was somebody there that was like, yo, I'll help you out. Don't worry
Dude,
about it.
how many favors do you do a day?
You know what I mean?
I do like 3. I do like 3 favors a day. Right? Like if I had to give my life and time up to every single human being on like 30 years later for every favor that was owed to me or vice versa, it's like, dude, that's life is literally all favors.
All I'm saying is you just can't forget who was there for you and
Right,
who
but,
wasn't.
you know,
I don't think
When I
any of us are arguing that.
No, I'm just saying parents-wise, if you have a parent that was around and supports you, holds you down, does stuff for you and just takes care of you and just does, like he said, I didn't ask to be here either. There's a lot of shit that I'm just like, yo, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know why I have to do this.
I want to make something clear. Like, I adored the fuck out of my parents. Like, there was
Right.
like, I've never.
Yeah, I love my parents right now.
I just think it's weird when people are like, yo,
I love that you specify it right now.
Right now, I love my parents right now. They also could turn into pieces of shit at any point, right? So I love them right now and I do everything for them. But hey, when they're like 90 and like have crazy dementia, like do I want them like in my house putting strain on my relationships and everything else versus can I put them in a nice place and take care of them? They don't know the fucking difference. They're completely different. Dude, it's
Thankfully,
but
I
I'm a
have,
sociopath like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like I just detach because I'm like I want as much pleasure in my day as possible.
dude,
And,
it's funny
and a reminder of like a drooling fucking 90-year-old.
Diddy also wanted all the pleasure
Yeah.
in his day as possible.
Right?
Yeah, but
Diddy's
like
going to Cape Town right
there's
now.
there's like moral pleasure, and then there's like Diddy. Like,
But where does it end?
I mean, I think there's a pretty fucking clear line where it ends.
Not for some.
What? For what?
Well, I think
For some sociopaths, they keep going, baby.
well, I think they know the
They
line,
keep
but they
going.
just decide to like step over that
because
line.
the money's so tough. They got so money comes in such abundance that you can pull those strings.
That's irrelevant to your question though, because you said like, but where does it end? Like that's where it ends, and then some of those people are like,
yeah, but what's
you
the
know-
line? There's no line.
There's
"There's
no
a
line.
fucking line. It's called the law."
Well, no, there's
And
no
not
line.
to some, but
There's no line because
there's a law to everybody. Whether you choose to follow it or not is completely
yeah,
different.
but you got to understand that someone who has an abundance of money, like Val says, at some point you're like, I only have this amount of life on this earth, and I want to experience everything, and I'm already stupid rich. So like, you're like, oh, that's why billionaires end up fucking children and eating humans. Because you're like, what do you mean? You're not going to try fucking human meat once in your life? Hey,
All
you're
I'm
not going
saying
to try
is
to pipe a 9-year-old
like,
once?
yes, they do that, but there is a line, and they know where that line is.
Right, but there's
they
no
just-
lines to them because they've never had to answer for a speeding ticket, so they just keep pushing it. And the more
General
money you
moral
have,
line, they know where it's at.
And
So,
not
like, to most people.
and not only that,
yeah.
but
But
they've
what's
so
the
used
moral
to.
line? What's
I think it's a
morality?
pretty agreed upon shit.
Yeah,
like,
don't fuck kids. I get that, but everything else is like
don't kill people.
there's a law that
like
says
try to be
don't
nice
smoke
to
weed.
people. Like don't be a fucking asshole.
Yeah, but those people are already committing atrocities against humanity.
that
right,
doesn't
through
stop them
corporate-
from knowing if it's right or wrong. If you're an asshole, you probably know you're an asshole.
Dude,
Dude,
if you
see,
run a
all these
company-
arguments, you see, they're all subjective.
No, if I own Apple,
Because your lines
I'm
are
going
not
off of assumptions though. Like
Right.
I'm not
That's
saying these
the
are facts.
problem.
I'm
let me ask you a
assuming.
That's
question.
what I'm
If
saying.
I own
That's
an
the problem.
iPhone company and I use child slaves, it's not that far for me to be like, I'm already fucking kids
Yeah.
this way. I'm going to go fuck them this way, right? Like you already don't have a moral compass,
Oh, yeah.
right? But you can have moral compass in capitalism. So
Yeah.
at that point, you're just like, what is it to them? They're like, I already have slaves in like the mines.
Guys, basically, do not believe anything that doesn't have numbers and statistics. All right, we're moving on
That's
from this
usually how,
topic.
that's usually how it works.
But it's funny you brought that up because this morning I was sorry to spit it. I was thinking about the whole thing about like the batteries and just like all the child labor and like slavery that goes into building these fucking batteries. And then like I'm like, wait, weren't people making a huge fucking deal about blood diamonds like a long time ago? And it's like it's the same thing. We all have a blood diamond in our pocket.
Yeah, but the difference is a lot of people can be like, "Oh, I don't need diamonds," right? It's you can make that stance because you're not
but
really
it's just
giving
as
up
fuck,
enough.
though.
But you're not giving up a lot. When I say I'm not wearing diamonds anymore, my life doesn't really change. But if I have to give up an iPhone, my whole life changes. So there's
But our
that's
moral
the
compass, it's just as bad as having a fucking blood diamond ring.
Well, right, because I go, okay, well, what am I doing by getting rid of my iPhone to save one kid's 30 minutes versus now my life is cut off and my life is in
Oh,
shambles.
I'm not arguing that. That's
Right?
why I
So
still
you're just
have
saying-
one with me.
Guys, basically, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that in America, we follow
what?
sympathy trends. Okay.
Fair enough.
There's sympathy trends. So next month there's going to be a different sympathy trend. This month it was this sympathy trend.
Are you saying that one day that we're going to not sympathize with kids getting fucked?
I don't know that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But I'm saying,
I mean, we don't sympathize with kids getting killed.
right. So
When's the last school shooting? When's the last school shooting you
actually?
actually cried for?
A what?
When's this last school shooting you cried?
Never.
Right. We don't care about. Like, what is going to obviously change in our society if we don't really give a fuck about it?
the problem is, guys, like you said, in this country, those lines and what you just said, like, oh, you don't cross that line, don't be an asshole, be this, be that. In America, we don't really file suit. There's no category for that. Like in other countries, like in Russia and Ukraine, I think they have more of like this is we're all gonna follow this moral code. In America, everything's subjective. It's all over the place. It's like, I can do this, I can do that.
Yeah, but in Russia, they
live on
throw
the
you in
street.
jail for having a personality.
Yeah,
so
that's
don't
much more
forget
strict.
that.
That's a con.
That's a
To
con.
other pros that they have.
Right, but if you're saying if society says no gay people, then guess what? Everyone agrees and goes.
He didn't say no gay people. He just said no gay parade.
Pretty sure
There's
no
plenty
gay
of gay
people.
guys piping each other, bro.
Pretty sure there's a no gay guy rule.
No, where?
In Russia?
They didn't. You can be gay and have sex. They just say don't do it in public.
Don't do what in
but
public?
there's a lot of things out there because I'm friends with a lot of Russian people, and like they have like come from there, and they're like, yeah, there may not be a law that says so, but like you can still just be fucking killed for that.
But also they kill child predators, which is great too.
Yeah,
that's another. That's another. That's another pro.
That's
another pro, right?
Dude, did you hear about that
like,
story where like the one dude like caught caught his daughter's child predator, and it was like the cops found the body, and they're like, yeah, like they talked to the dad, and they're like, oh yeah, it looks like he fucking stabbed himself 37 times and then dug his own ditch. It's like that's fucking
and
sick.
listen, like I said, you know.
So how many innocent people get blamed for shit that it's okay that one child predator gets taken off the streets? How many innocent people get killed? What does that mean?
How
many gay
back,
people do you want to shoot in the face in Russia is okay as long as how many pedophiles?
I don't think
who's
we're
making
saying
this
that, but I think
comparison?
we're also
Yeah,
like,
I'm asking you, where'd you get this
saying
comparison?
one's a pro and one's a con.
but I think that he's recognizing that there are pros, not that they cancel each
but
other
one
out.
I didn't
to
say
deal
that
with
people
the
are
other.
getting shot for being gay though.
They are.
Where?
Yeah.
He just said it.
Yeah.
Where?
He has gay friends in Russia that came back over here.
I mean,
And
there's
he
plenty of gay people on TV shows. They're living perfectly fine.
No, this is
They're
straight
on
male
talk shows. They're fucking gay
All
as
I'm
hell.
saying is like I don't know
They're
if this is-
gayer than guys out here.
I don't know. Like I trust me, I've been around a bunch of gay people. I know how dramatic they can be. Like what they could be telling me could be bullshit, but like from the stories I've heard from them, I'd believe it.
Oh,
It could also be false.
yeah.
You know, like I
don't see that many.
Trust me, I believe things that weren't true before, and it's not gonna be the last time
Listen,
either.
at the end of the day, basically the story is that there are things in America that we all love.
Yeah.
And then there's things in America that we all hate. And the same thing goes for every country.
Yeah.
Right? We're always going to find something we don't like and we like.
Oh,
So
what the
you just,
fuck
you
was
just,
that?
you just
What does
say,
that even mean?
I'm just saying that there are good things that
Like sometimes-
Russia does, and then there's bad things that they do, right? Like look at the Muslim countries.
sometimes maybe shit.
The
Yeah.
Muslim countries,
I mean,
you can't
Val,
even.
That's like, look at a person.
Right.
Every person does good things. Every person does bad things. There's things I like about tequila, and there's things I hate about tequila. There's things I hate about America. There's things I love. Right? That's what you just said.
I'm honestly.
This is like the most
I'm
boring
honest-
podcast ever. I fucking love it.
I'm just so lost at this point, bro. I don't know. You were just trying to explain an analogy that gay people get killed in Russia for
They
how many
do.
child predators get killed or something like that. What did you just say?
The child predators that get murdered. Right?
I said.
Why is that a plus? Why can't we do that in America? Why is that?
But
You
we
said
don't
in
do that
Russia.
Yeah,
here.
because we don't. I mean,
But
well,
we
I'm
do it
sure
in
we
Russia.
do,
But that's what they pride themselves for. Yeah.
Okay.
Taking them off the street.
So, but one of the downsides of Russia is they happen to also hate gay people.
Amongst other things,
Right.
but-
So you're like, the pro is they kill child predators a lot easier.
I don't think he's can't say they cancel each other out. I think he's just
No,
like
I'm
saying
not.
on top of it, it's
Yeah,
just.
no, I'm saying there's a
perk.
pro and con
Yeah, yeah.
to Russia's laws.
to every country, yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I think America is so funny that they're like, oh, do whatever. Just do whatever you want. And then when you start doing whatever you want, they're like, sorry, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say that. Oh, you assholes live forever. You said that.
I mean, you
can't
could
do that.
You could do that.
You
Val.
can't put that out. Oh, we can put that as a Facebook ad. Or we can't put this.
Yeah, but
and it's
that's-
like, and it's just so funny because it's a manipulation thing. They're like saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, you could do whatever you want. Just come in here,
You're
make
under the
money."
impression that
but then
you're
they're like,
creating
"Yeah, but there's these little rules, right? Like, yo, my building, right? They give out free coffee cups with coffee in the morning at a certain time. You know what they said? They sent us an email today saying we're going green, so there's no more coffee cups.
Right. But
Bro,
who
you're not
cares?
going green. You just don't want to pay for the coffee cups. But you're manipulating the email saying you, and it's all America like that. They all lie that they're standing behind an agenda instead of just saying the direct thing, being like, yo, sorry, we don't want to spend money on coffee cups. Get your own coffee cups. That's what irritates me.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
like,
every country. Everyone does that.
I would agree with him. That's especially America because it's like land of the free. So it's like you
But
have
it
this
is more
idea.
free than most places. I
didn't
can't run
say that.
assholes live
That's
forever anywhere
debatable
else.
That's
nowadays.
the
Like
thing.
nowadays, that's debatable.
Right? Well, I can't run assholes live forever from Russia. I can't run assholes live forever from a lot of places.
But there's also other
you never
examples
tried.
that.
But I don't need to because I can do it freely in America.
Right.
I abide by rules the same way I have to abide by seatbelt laws, right? Like, unfortunately, that's just part of society. There are things that I think
Rules,
marijuana should be federally legal. It's not,
because it's
but I
hard
have
to
to abide by those rules. I'm sorry. That's life, right?
I mean, don't.
Sometimes rules are good. There's a reason that Apple Watch has fucking, enough standards that they have to abide by that it doesn't explode on your wrist. Some rules are good.
Yeah.
I didn't say they're not. I'm just saying that, there's
Right,
give
but
and
if
take.
I run,
There's give and takes.
no, but you got to understand, you're looking at it as a consumer. I look at it as a person who owns a business. So, like, if I'm running the fucking free coffee at your place, yeah, of course I'm going to lie through my teeth. I'm not going to say we're too cheap because then you guys are all going to complain. But if I go green, I know enough people are going to be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but to
That's
any
it.
other
It's
naive
okay.
person, they have a printer right next to it that you pay 5 cents to print the paper. So if you're going green, don't print paper.
Yeah.
Just say, yo, give us 5 cents, we'll give you a cup. It's the same shit.
No, you could just bring your own mug.
But I also think what he's saying is not the fact of like denying of what you're talking about, but more the fact that we advertise ourselves as like, hey, we're all free. Like this
Right.
is fucking
The best,
like
right.
come over. It's awesome over here. And then when you get here, they're like, like maybe not. And
yeah, I mean,
so-
we're not that free.
but
We've
especially
never
as
really been that. We're more free than we used to be.
I'd say less.
I don't know. Women can vote.
Well, yeah, but that's like
Well, black
as of-
people aren't
But you
slaves.
see, it's
yeah, but
one.
let's
At
talk-
what direction?
but
So
I'm
when
saying,
was
like-
it the freest?
But what I'm saying, like,
In
as of
90s?
like, let's talk in the past like 5 years or so, because like as the years have gone on, there's things that are getting more restricted, such as speech, and it's just like when something like as that's supposed to be the most freeing thing about the country is speech, and then that starts getting shut down.
Correct.
Like things are slowly
I mean, you
going
can
in the
still say
opposite.
it. I can still say everything I want to say.
But can
I'm
you
not
though?
free from
But
consequences.
Oscar,
Can you though?
I'm free.
how much can he say
Whoa,
without
whoa.
us getting stripped from
Yeah,
YouTube?
yeah. But that's different.
Why is
that's
that different?
Because now it's a job, right? So if I'm choosing to monetize it, then yeah, I'm going to give it to the most amount of people, right? At the end
That's
of the
not
day.
free though.
But
It is. I can
no, it's
I can
not.
choose to upload this to my own
Right,
server.
and then you're gonna not upload it ever again.
No, I can upload it to my own server, but I'm choosing to use someone else's company, YouTube.
The point
so
of-
I have to play by their
But you
rules.
have no other company to use it for.
I don't need to. I can upload this myself. Louis C.K. sells his own comedy specials on his own
Right,
website.
because of leverage, because of his fame.
Right.
I'm
so
saying
if I
until you
want
get
to
to
be
that,
able to say it freely without being censored, I have to do it on my own. I can't ask somebody else to co-sign it because then I have a boss.
Right, but-
It's
But
YouTube.
the point is that it's as the years, especially as of recently,
Right.
have gone on, it's becoming more and more restrictive, and like we're not seeing like because it's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, and then next thing you know, you look back and it's like, wait, what the fuck? I used to be able to say that, like, and like legally, I used to be able to say that, but now I cannot.
point of
And
the
so-
stories.
yeah.
If you're trying to build, like you just said, to build
He's-
up to the
he's
fact that you
raising
want to
his
be.
hand.
Yeah, can you tell us how much of that can we say, Oscar, please?
Bleep all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna bleep all that. But, but like, have you guys ever blocked anybody on Instagram? Because it's kind of the same thing. Like, if
Oh, I block people. Do you block people?
Like, if you don't want to see something on Instagram, you could.
I only have
somebody.
like 2 people blocked,
That's the same thing as like Facebook, like, or YouTube,
but that's
like,
personalization. It's not preventing everybody else from seeing it.
You know, you
You
do
know when you
understand.
walk on the street and you don't want to say hi to somebody because they did something bad to you? It's pretty much the same thing, just digital.
yeah.
Dude, I ban customers. I don't believe in freedom of speech. I'm a private business. Go fuck yourself.
Yo, I
If I owned Instagram-
talking to him, you don't know what side he stands on.
No, but like,
Then you look at his
I get both sides. I understand I need to. Val, at the end of the day, yes, do I wish it was more free to say whatever I want, right? But then I'd also be surrounded by like too much of it, right? Like Howard Stern was the best when he was on terrestrial
Because it
radio
wasn't-
because
it
he
wasn't-
didn't he couldn't say the word. When he went serious and he could say everything he wants, it lost the appeal. So my ability to offend people with my merch works better in a censored society than when everyone can say it. So when Stern had to be creative and call a woman a fucking country to her face to legally get away with calling her a it made it more special. So yes, it'd be nice if we could all say whatever we want, but as a business owner, it does help to have a little pushback. A little controversy helps this brand.
Not arguing.
What?
I said I'm not arguing
Right,
that.
right. And guess what? 90% of people in this world don't run into censorship issues, right? Like, who is out there being censored, right? You can still go ahead, go talk with your boys any way you want to. Like, you're an idiot if
That's
you
not true.
post
But
that
it's
and
a
get
slip-
fired.
it's a slippery slope.
But
I
you
think
can't
is
though.
the
But you
thing.
can't do that. Because if you're working for a company and you talk however what you want with your boys and somebody overhears it,
But let me
you're
say,
gonna get fired.
Right, but how about if I overhear my fucking, cop talking like that, or a nurse or a doctor? Are you gonna be like, nah, I don't know if I really want this? It's perception too, right? You
Yeah, but
wouldn't
it's
want
also
someone watching your kids that does porn, would you?
No.
Right? Perception. Why? That doesn't make them bad
But that
people.
doesn't
mean-
that's case by case.
That's
And
case
so you
by
can,
case.
You can create the
Right.
narrative of your own world.
There could be a good guy that does porn that's a functional human being that can raise my kids and have
I would like
right.
as someone who did porn.
So
like I would
it's
never
a lot
have kids,
about
but like I would never
perception.
want
So
someone
if
who does
I run a
porn to do it.
brand like McDonald's, I don't want any of my employees saying dumb shit to affect my business.
Yeah, but that's a business. That's not a country.
Yeah, but this country is ran by businesses.
Yeah, but
Correct. That's the problem.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm not saying, but I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying like you're not going to change anything the way shit's headed.
Right, but we're not talking about changing it. We're just talking about
But it's
like
still
the
more
difference
free.
of freedom.
Give and take.
Still
Yeah,
more
we're
free.
just doing give and
Still
take.
more free. You can't go in fucking Bangkok and spit gum on the sidewalk and get your hand chopped off, right? At least here, fine. I might not be able to say F it, right? I might lose my job for that, but I can do a lot of other shit. I can shoot guns. I can get drunk. I can meet prostitutes. I can go gamble. I've named things that most of the world, they're literally eating like
Yeah, but you're
rationed rice.
mentioning favorable things in the degenerate space.
Right. So, but what do you need freedom of speech for? In
But I'm
regards
saying
to,
that's
like,
your.
what do you need
that's
freedom
your
of speech?
No.
But
I'm
that's
joking,
your
but,
you're like personalizing the experience because you like degenerate stuff. So you're just like,
So
oh,
tell me how you
It just
feel
depends on your
censored.
lifestyle.
How do you feel censored day to day?
I mean, I feel censored in the sense of like, let's say I wanted to go do a serious job and do something in medicine, and I speak the way I do on this podcast, I'd be frowned upon. They would be like, oh, we can't
Right,
have
but
this
I
kid.
wouldn't want you there either, right? Like that's why
You
it's
want
like,
it, but I'm saying, let's say I want to, but I still want to be myself.
And then, but there's also spaces,
but I
like
can't.
spaces like, because I'm not going to go to like a professional space and like go say fucking hard. But like in LA, like I felt very comfortable around you guys. I was like, oh, I could say hard around you guys because it's
because
like
we don't
you guys
care.
are,
So it's still there.
But it's one of those things where it's just like it's space by space. Like I can't just go into a fucking hospital
But that's
walking
part of
naked.
life. I go to a wedding.
You know,
I'm
I
not
can't-
showing up in sweatpants and being like, I do what I want, right? Like I just kind of play the role, right? If I know
there are certain places that are more appropriate to have certain things than others. It's not that that's just because it's appropriate to do one thing somewhere
Right.
and not the other. That doesn't mean it's this case for the whole country.
Like we do have freedom in the sense of like choosing what we want to do, how we want to do it, start a business, not start a business, and not have to feel like somebody's going to attack us or whatever it may be, right? But the issue is that the sell in this country is that, oh, say whatever you want, be however you want, do this, do that, and the third. But if you don't fit the criteria or the trend at that moment, you lose.
Yeah.
And that's not really freedom, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then you
well,
technically
life
get,
is a game, man. No matter what
It's
you're
like-
doing, no matter what you're doing, whether you're going to school, whether you're doing, anything you're doing, you have to understand that it's like nothing is owed to you. So it's a game. So if you see that the system is set up that way, you got to play the system a little
Yeah.
bit. Or you just go fuck the system, and then you have to fucking do dumb shit like we do, where you kind of just have to build your own island, right? But. Hey,
That's
but
what
let
I'm
me
more
ask
on
you
board
this.
with. Like,
But let
that's
me
what-
ask
See,
you
that's-
this.
that's
but,
good.
But at the end of the day, dude, I see what Logan Paul's done, and you're like, damn, I wish I was YouTube friendlier from the beginning, because you're like,
not with
this-
wanting to say the word you were saying before.
Right, so I would make that, dude. If you told, dude, this podcast is censored because I'm at the point in my life where I want peace, and I'm done standing and falling on a sword over a word, over a joke. Like, we'll have fun with the brand, and I'll push those boundaries. But we run this YouTube channel
Yes.
to be squeaky clean, and we don't complain about it.
Love it.
I treat it like Stern. The censorship is fun sometimes.
Good.
Like, it's okay to have a little censorship.
It's
It
okay.
adds a little more, what's behind there, right? You're edgier.
Yeah, guys. Basically, the point of the story of this one is that
Wait, I have questions.
we're free, but we're not.
Oh yeah, I thought you were writing this.
No, I just wanted to. I like to give sections to the people because we're going tangents and nobody
I
knows
mean-
what's going on.
Can we have one more conversation?
Please,
Just
I'm
because I
not
wanted
in
to
any
go
rush,
back to
man.
this, just because I know Val and I are going to argue about this, and I know you will obviously as well. In your history as a porn star, and we talked about how I went to like the gay porn awards and shit. You have done like gay for pay scenes. How does that work? I think I'm on your side in this argument. I already know it.
What argument?
Well, the fact that do you consider yourself gay or not?
In the scene?
No, outside the scene.
No, see, like that's the thing. Like, I don't like use labels because like I'm really only attracted to women, but like I don't give a shit about like
Where you put your dick.
yeah, it's like it doesn't like do anything for me, but like it doesn't bother me. So it's just like I will do it. And you know, also have fun on set, just like being on set, being with everybody. So it's like it could be enjoyable for sure. But like I wouldn't call myself straight because obviously I'm fucking dudes. Like I'm not straight, clearly. But I wouldn't call myself gay or bi either. But it's like all these labels are so fucking convoluted and everyone has their own opinion on them. So I'm just like, I like women. Let's leave it at that. So that's all I say.
It's like I like steak, but I'll eat McDonald's. Right? So it's like there's exceptions.
I'm just in my head.
Do you know there's a
everything's
comedian,
sections? Huh?
You like sections, but do you know this comedian named Jim Norton? He has a really good bit about it. He goes, look, you got to look at it this way. If I have like an experience with a man, he's like, I'm American. I visited France. Then I come back to America. I'm not French. I'm just an American guy who really loved France. That's it. Does your title change? Well, to him, he doesn't have a title.
A lot of guys would argue that though.
Yeah, like
because
that's
it's
why I'm saying like bro culture would be like, yo, that guy's fucking
you kiss
gay.
a dude once you're gay, you know?
Yeah.
My whole thing is right when they say don't knock it unless you try it, right? But you could say that towards like being a murderer too.
Oh yeah.
You know when they say you're not gay unless you come?
That's not true.
Or if you have socks
Hold
on.
on, did you come?
Oh yeah.
But my question is like, how do you know? Like if you're getting aroused, right, and you're turned on, then you obviously, it's not about the label. It's about like, yo, you're into dudes.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I think that's just like the thing. Like if you're like, I don't, it doesn't bother me enough to like where I would argue it. But like the way I see it is, if you're into dudes, then you're bi or gay.
Like I'm not into hands, but I use it to make myself come all the time.
Right.
I got you.
Right? So it's
it's a
like,
good one.
I'm not
he's
saying
like,
I'm
he's
right
like, look,
either.
I
I don't
prefer
give a shit,
vagina, but
yeah.
if a dude's butthole's right there, it's better than nothing.
It's a crazy
But see,
reason.
like for
So
me,
I'm
I would
not
just
into
rather use my
hands.
hands. I'm really not like into guys like that much where I would just be like, yeah, like.
But for a check, yes.
yeah.
Would you
Okay,
get
so-
hard piping him or no?
If someone paid him.
Well, because like that's the thing. 'cause,
Wait,
like,
hold on. Can you just relax,
He
bro?
won't
Why you
do it
gotta
for
interject
free.
crazy shit, bro? Just relax 1 second.
I fucked
Calm
up
down.
like I fucked a bunch of people who I'm like I'm not attracted to at all, but like that's like the power of being, or not the power. Fucking what am I saying? That's like the thing about being like a good performer is like you could get hard in any situation.
Yeah,
so
I
like
mean-
you rely on the shit that goes on in your head.
Val, I'm not a
And so-
porn star, but I've gotten it up for animals. Like straight up animals in New York City, right? Like it's
Yeah.
I was like, I
there's
was like,
questionable girls that might have
let
that
him
were
clarify this first.
by animals I mean like human animals.
Enjoy editing this podcast, Oscar.
I'm just telling you. I get it. I get the no label shit. Like why put a label on it?
So then, if that's the case, bro, go fucking pipe animals, my brother.
I don't want to. No,
Why
animal,
not?
I didn't
So
mean
what the
like
fuck
I
you
didn't
mean
mean
get it?
animals. I meant like human animals. I
Yeah,
meant
but
like
there's guys that fuck goats, bro. What does
yeah,
that mean? So that's not a
anything.
label.
That doesn't do it for me.
I learned that everything is just subjective. That's
Yeah.
all it is. There's no labels.
I mean,
There
that's
you go.
life.
Guys, everything is subjective. Do what you want, except go to parks with kids. And stuff like that.
I think the only
What
rule in
the
life.
fuck?
I think the only rule in life is like just don't fuck children, and everything else is
That's
good.
what I
I'm
meant.
okay. I don't care about any other laws. I'm okay with murder. Happens all the time. Like we're clearly okay with it. Like literally, just don't fuck kids. That's it. Think about anything else in life. Like, do you care if you do coke? I don't. Make it legal. Do you care about weed? I don't care. Make it legal.
And also, like, even going back to the cultures of, like, you know, Ukrainians, Russians, and all those people from that side, if you tell them, like, yo, I can turn my cock on and I'm not gay, I like women, they're going to be
You're like bullshit.
to them, it's like you're telling them that they can't walk.
Well, it's
You know,
hard
they're just
because
like, what
for
the fuck
people-
does that mean?
It's hard
Yeah.
to separate it because, like, my dad's a mechanic. He doesn't go home and forget how to work on cars, right? So a lot of people go like, that's your job. That's what you are, right? If I see you piping a dude on camera, you're gay. I don't care if it's
It's not
work
only
or not.
that, though. You got to understand a lot of men have sex through emotion. They don't
Right.
have sex through logic of, like, turning on their cock. They don't have an on and off switch. Most men have sex to
I can
be.
get hard for a doorknob, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't.
Well, you're picky because you're good looking, but like
That's
I've
not a
had to
reason.
like I've had to jerk off like pre-internet, right? Like don't like it's. I'm not that attached to the holes my dick goes into, like you are.
I'm pretty sure you're attached
No.
because you wouldn't be with Estee then.
No,
You would
I'd
just
be
not
with
have a
Estee.
girlfriend.
I just found one girl willing to let me continually put it in one hole, or multiple holes. But I mean, like back in the day, I was in the streets, Val. I wasn't cleaning up hot girls all the time.
My brother.
I had some fucking girls that look like me.
I mean, bro, you drinking up Jameson every night, bro. You fucking start seeing other
Yeah,
things.
so there you go.
throughout
That's
the
what I'm
night.
saying. I'm not picky.
It's
You
funny
are.
because like I feel like a lot of these standards like came in recently too. Like I'm not like judging people for like if like people in Russia and Ukraine that they're gonna be like super straight where they wouldn't understand. I'm like, dude, I don't fucking care. Like
Obviously.
if you have that standard, you think that way, then whatever, like doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because like what are like the toughest warriors in history that you would imagine? Like there's one answer.
The Greek army.
Yeah, the Spartans, right?
Right.
You know what they used to do? They used to like send in soldiers as pairs, and they like their lovers, like gay lovers. And so like the toughest men in the fucking world who ever existed used to be gay with each other, and they would used to make them all, not make them all, but they would like enforce them fucking each other. And then the guy who he was fucking, they would send him in as pairs. And they always had the idea that if you were with a lover, you're going to fight so much harder to like defend your lover. And so it's just like, but it's so funny
See,
because
that's
like,
the thing with history, bro. You know,
Like,
just
it's
like
so- it's so
astrology, like who
fucking
passed the
weird,
shit
yeah.
down, bro?
Right.
Yeah.
How do we know how
But
much
think
shit
about it
this
this way. Like Shane Gillis did that whole bit on his last special about like what's scarier, regular Vikings or gay Vikings, right? Regular Vikings are going to show up. You're like, oh my God, they're going to rape our women and children. Gay Vikings show up. You're like, oh fuck, they're going to rape us, right? Like what's scarier to you, right? Like a gay army is way more terrifying,
yeah.
right?
It
Like,
depends
'cause
how
you could-
sacrificial you are. I'll sacrifice the ass for some family. You guys wouldn't?
sacrifice my asshole to save my mom's. We already discussed. My mom is literally like
Useless to you.
like
She's
my-
useless
yeah.
to you. I know. Basically, guys, if you
I love
have
these little summaries.
if you have a moral compass, you don't have one. Okay.
what is a moral compass?
I mean, you said there's rules. You have to follow rules, unfortunately, Val.
Right,
There's
but
businesses.
yes,
You have to do rules. So, but I'm saying there has to be moral rules too.
right. I agree.
Well, I'm saying
what's-
it just bugs me out, right? Because one thing is like, you know, the conversation sways in the direction of like,
I'm pro censorship.
no, you're pro whatever you're pro in the moment of being pro, of whatever works for your favor.
yeah, but
What
isn't
am I
that
going to argue to
everybody?
prove I'm wrong?
Huh?
Isn't that everybody?
Yeah, I'm not going to argue
No,
to be like,
not
hi, here's my
necessarily.
wrong points.
I mean, I can't be like, yo, can you guys give me the coffee cups, bro? I'd pay for them. They're not gonna just do it for me.
Just bring your own mug.
Maybe I misunderstood what you were saying.
I'm saying like I can't. I'm saying going back to the conversation of manipulation. Like I was upset about the coffee cups being taken away because they're lying to me.
wait, so who's manipulating who?
I'm saying the
with coffee
building,
cups?
right? Let's say they were like, yo, you can't have these coffee cups because we're going green.
Right, but how are they manipulating you?
Because they're lying. They're saying that we're
That's
going
not
green.
manipulating. They're not making you do anything.
But I'm saying they're lying instead of just saying, yo, we just don't want to
yeah.
pay
Can
for
you
them.
bitch about free coffee more?
It's not about that.
Like literally, they're
don't
giving
like-
you free coffee.
I
Bring your
just
own
don't
mug.
like. You got to stand on business, Papa. We got to be consistent. You can't
Really?
just be.
No.
It can't be one way or the other, 24/7. Like flip
Yeah,
flop,
it
flip
is.
flop.
Yeah, it is. We all flip
Because
flop.
then you don't have a word. What
do you mean?
Then how can we? If somebody doesn't have a word, then what can we stand by? That's like you telling me you're going to show up to work and you don't show up to work.
It happens all the time.
I don't think anybody was arguing that.
My point is, people flip flop all the time. We all do. It happens quite
I don't
frequently.
mind flip flopping, but there has to be consistency, right? We consistently show up to do this podcast. We don't flip flop the podcast. We don't
Yeah,
release.
but they're not changing the cup rules every week. They're like, hey, guess what? Now is why we're doing it.
My point is that there has to be some kind of standard, bro.
What's the standard? They don't want to give you free coffee anymore. Bring your own mug. Stop bitching about free coffee. If I told you,
You're going to argue anything that I say, basically.
no.
You're just.
I
I don't know
would
what
not
point you're
I
making
would-
at this point.
Do you know there's your fellow brethren are dying and you're bitching about coffee cups?
Yeah, but you said.
Damn.
look at those white people problems. Look at those American
But you
problems.
said it's proximity, right?
Exactly. That's your 9/11.
You don't care about
the
kids?
fucking cups missing.
You guys don't care about kids dying. You live in the country,
I don't. I literally could care less.
right?
Like I feel bad. I feel sad. I don't want them to, but I'd be lying to you to say if I cared.
I feel like most people in this country feel that way, and they just like
I
want
feel
to act
helpless. I
otherwise.
feel helpless, so I
Right.
choose not to care. Right? Because I can't stop school shootings. I don't know how to. I don't have a solution. Yes, maybe my one solution is let's get rid of guns. Let's try that. I'm sure everyone
Hell
disagrees
no,
with that.
dude.
Right?
Fucking,
but I
I'm
don't know.
keeping my guns. Fuck
See,
that shit.
but that's the point.
Actually, I don't have guns. Technically, I don't have guns. I don't.
So they're not taking anything from you.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
exactly.
What are you worried about?
I'm not.
You don't like guns?
Oh, I love guns. But I also don't care to make them part of my personality that if you took them away, I'd be like, wow, I hold one gun a year. Like for me, It's not part of my life. So if someone's like, do you want to try that as a solution? I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I don't see any other reason for a gun besides to have fun or hunt.
I think honestly, in my opinions, I'm just confused, bro, because I don't know where the integrity lies in the conversation sometimes. So like,
I don't know how I feel about guns. Like, I really don't. I like them.
It became so subjective. I don't even know which way I'm swaying
I'll
anymore.
be honest with you. I miss dodgeball. Like, how is dodgeball banned before guns?
Wait, what?
I miss having dodgeball in school.
Wait.
See, like the
wait.
Remember
analogy is
dodgeball?
just crazy.
Remember dodgeball?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just such
You never
extreme
played
analogies.
dodgeball?
I play fucking dodgeball, but I don't know what you're talking
So
about.
they're
Like,
banned in schools, right? Because it's a form of bullying. Dodgeball is no longer played in schools for like the last 20 years.
man, bullying needs to get brought back. Like,
Right.
I feel like this world
so
is so
to
much
me,
better
it's
when
like
there's
fucked
bullying.
up that dodgeball is literally gone before a gun is.
I mean, look, I was bullied like fucking crazy in school, and now look at me, I do gay porn.
yeah, so see, it clearly works. Were you bullied?
Oh,
Not enough. You're still straight.
insane. And yeah, they didn't bully me into gay porn. That's for sure.
They bullied me in the gay porn is the title. I don't think we can end it any better than that.
Nah, not if we want to keep our YouTube account.
Do you wanna plug anything? Anything you got going on? I know this won't air in time, but you are up for a Pornhub Porn Award.
Yeah, I think it's
Hottest dude, I think. Something like women voted, right?
yeah, it's like, what is it?
Favorite
Male.
favorite male porn star for women.
And then I think it was favorite male porn star on top of that. Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
Damn.
Women.
no, but there's two of them. There was, I know it was like kind of like the equivalent of male performer of the year, and then favorite porn star by women. So I think they're, yeah. So yeah, that's Thursday. So we'll see what happens. I don't expect anything because they're run by like statistics, and so it's like I know the people who I'm ranked up against. Like, there's no fucking chance.
What's their zodiac?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't take the time to look.
Yeah, we're gonna need those birthdays. We're gonna see what's going on over there in this ranking system of yours.
There's nothing else you need to plug? Any your Instagram, your YouTube? You have a
yeah.
YouTube thing you're doing?
Oh yeah, what's
Yeah.
the YouTube thing? Explain to us what you're doing on YouTube.
So like I'm kind of on my way out of porn, just wanting to. I feel like I've had my time and I'm done with it. So I figured that I want to try something else that's challenging, that's in like the entertainment kind of media space where it takes like creativity and this and that. So I'm just kind of starting like a YouTube, TikTok thing with my buddy, and we're doing like just like an entertainment, almost kind of like a podcast. But I don't know if you've ever seen like Cold Ones. No, probably. No.
Yeah.
Oh, you
It's
know
like
Cold Ones.
Cold One, is Cold Ones the Kevin Hart? No, what's Cold Ones? No, wait.
Oh yeah, you know.
Oh shit!
Okay.
I don't
You're
know.
the first
I thought
person
Cold
that's ever.
Ones was like the Kevin Hart ice bucket hot ones.
No, he showed it to me. It's like the beer guys, the guys that love beer.
Yeah, I mean, anything.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Max
about.
Mofro, and then, but yeah. So like we base our shit off of them, kind of like that same style, and so like because I love them, I think they're fucking hilarious, and it's just like a cool style. So basically, that's what we're doing, and it's we're the Step Bros.
Nice. And you're trying to go mainstream, PG. You're trying to play
It's
the
not
game.
PG, but
You're trying
it's
to
not,
play the
it's
game.
not porn. Yeah.
But you're trying to play the game, right? When entering YouTube, it's very interesting because like YouTube gives you so much analytics, it almost like simps you into conforming,
Yeah.
right? Because if you just put out videos and you were like, I'm going to say whatever I want, and without analytics, you'd be like, cool, this is awesome. But if you start watching the back end of like our YouTube and you're like, oh my God, the results are there because we're doing this, we're playing the game, it like rewards you to censor yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we're all giving up a little bit of skin for a little bit of.
What made you want to do it?
You know what?
You just wanted to just switch it up?
Yeah, it's just like I said, I just kind of wanted to get out. And I for the longest time, I'm just like, well, if I get out, I got to figure out something that I want to do, and I have no idea what the fuck I want to do with life. There's only one thing that like gives me passion of like where I'm super passionate about, and that's racing motorcycles. But I'm way too old to like get into that.
Why do you want to get out?
Just because it's.
Are you done fucking?
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking over it, man.
No,
It's
but
just-
can't you just still fuck and just film it for fans and never have to leave?
Yeah, but like I want a girlfriend, man. I need some love in my life. I need someone there. But it's like you kind of get cold after a while. It's just like it kind of eats at you a little bit. You kind of lose your humanity, and it's just kind of like a fucking toxic industry to be into. Now I talk a lot of shit, but it's also like I love the industry. I think it's amazing. It's been a great time, but it's a lot
Isn't
of things where I was kind of like morally like upholding for a while. I'm just kind of looking. I'm like, it's kind of shitty. So it's like I don't agree with a lot of this stuff in porn anymore. But
Yeah, I mean, like every industry sucks, right?
Yeah.
It's like you guys are porn is the only one that people have to defend by like every time I talk shit about porn. But hey, guys, like I still love it, right? Like,
Yeah, but
if you
it's
talk about
true, though.
mechanics or any other shitty job, everyone's allowed to just talk shit and not be like, guys, by the way, I still like working with engines.
But I
Right?
also
You're
don't want to be
"Nah."
like the hypocrite because I'm like I'm doing it because I still love a lot of aspects about it. I do love the industry as a whole, but there are things where I'm realizing it's not healthy for me to be in any longer. So it's like kind of I'm wanting to get out of it anyways. And so like my only source of knowledge is entertainment and like filming and shit like that. So I figured like that was kind of like a good segue into.
Can I,
Yeah.
can I ask one last question since you're retiring from porn? So this is gonna be the last question. How do you tell a girl she has a stinky pussy?
I don't. You just kind of don't hit them up again.
Hell yeah.
It's shitty, but you know it's.
You fuck through it.
You ever made a girl shower?
Well, what?
Shower? Squirt?
No, I'm saying you ever told her like, yo, can you
Oh,
hit the shower for me?
Shower. Oh, I didn't hear what you
Can
said.
you
I
just
was
go
like,
hit the showers for me real quick?
Oh yeah.
Like, yo, it's a long day. Can we?
Well, because it's like usually if they're like stinking down there, it's like there's stank everywhere else. But like, actually, I don't know if I've ever done that. There's only like if there was like an anal accident, like then yeah, I have no problem being like, hey, like you just shit yourself, like hey, go clean up real quick. That's about it. Because I can't think of a time where a girl like stunk so bad where I was just like, I'm not dealing with this.
And the last question, because we went off crazy tangents, and I wanted to dig a little deeper into the whole industry that you're in. What's the most toxic thing about porn?
I think the ideas that it breeds. Because if you look on social media, it's just a bunch of fucking morons talking about shit. They have no idea what they're talking about. And
Give me one.
Politics. There's no reason a porn star needs to be preaching politics. Like you are a fucking dumbass. Like there's no reason.
Yeah, but aren't there dumbasses in every industry? And
Yes,
it's like,
but-
then so now you're saying freedom of speech is bad.
Yeah, but I'm not saying
That's
that
not
they,
necessarily what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
saying
I don't
like,
think so.
I'm not saying it shouldn't be allowed, but I'm saying you shouldn't.
Yeah, but that's everyone. Like you're not any dumber because you do porn versus someone who's like works
Okay,
a
yeah,
retail
But he doesn't
job.
go publicly
Tell me-
saying his opinion.
Yeah,
That's
but
the difference.
everyone does. Everyone talks about politics.
But again, what I'm not saying that it shouldn't be allowed. I'm just saying like
You're trying to
people
do
should just know when to shut the fuck up.
So you're doing
Yeah.
the shut up and dribble of porn of shut up and suck.
Wait, what?
You know how they told like basketball players shut up and dribble?
No.
Right.
It's basically,
it's true.
we don't need
That's-
politics.
Good.
Shut up and dribble.
Correct.
Shut up and suck.
But it's
Correct.
also like
yeah, but shut up and cut hair. I don't want to hear your opinions.
tell me
about
that there's
anything
not
outside hair.
tell me
And I
there's-
agree.
Tell me there's
But you
not
do have
like a
opinions.
huge proportion of people that you would agree that there's a much more of a higher concentration of people that shouldn't be talking about politics than a bunch of fucking porn stars that know nothing about except for sucking
If
dick.
we're going based off what he's saying, I agree with what he's talking about. Like if we were
Also,
talking about
please
by
fucking
paper.
cancel me. Just take me out of my misery. Just fucking do it, okay?
Also going by on paper, if that's the case, if what he's saying is true, like yeah, like yo, like everybody has opinions. We're sitting on this podcast. What gives me the right to say all these things that I think about, right?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then we should just license
know a lot of-
everybody to use fucking
I think
social
it's
But I
media.
know a lot of fucking idiots in porn. Like there are more idiots that I know in porn than anywhere else in the world.
But
Like,
why do you think
you haven't
that?
met
Why
my
do you think?
customers.
because I fucking hang out with them.
But do you think that the category?
I'm not saying I'm smart.
But do you
That's
think
why I don't talk about
But do
politics.
you think this industry breeds those kind of people because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
easy to get into?
because it's a very like this industry doesn't
Reward
like
academics.
no, it doesn't like it doesn't fucking not.
What are your
discipline.
SAT scores?
The barrier
Are
of
you clean?
entry into this industry.
Yeah,
is
it's
a
very
little-
low, but it also like breeds unaccountability because there's not an industry that has higher lack of accountability than porn.
Why?
Because people get rewarded for being late. They get rewarded for being little
'Cause
bitches.
they're
Like
hot.
and bitches being guys.
Because
Yeah.
they're girls.
That doesn't make a difference. So they're still fucking like
There's no standard.
unaccountable. They're still unaccountable.
Right, that's
and
what
so
I mean.
now if you get a bunch of idiots who just feel a certain way and they don't know why they feel a certain way and then they just go talk about it, there's going to be no repercussions for them saying this. Now, I will go out and say I do think that social media is a really good platform for people to say things that need to be said, such as like, some dude raped me and I need for this to be out there, but now it gets abused and now people just say shit that doesn't really need
Okay,
to be
but
said.
now
Yeah,
if
but
we were
that's
to
just-
solve this problem, if we were to,
I'm not saying
hold
there's a
on.
problem.
But let's say
I'm not
if
saying
we
it needs
were
to be solved.
But
I'm
if we
just-
were to come up with a solution, right? Because you said
we
there's
don't need a
positive,
solution.
and then
Just let
you
them
can't.
fucking talk about it.
Yeah,
But I'm
you
saying
can-
like they
there's no
shouldn't.
solution.
Nah.
How are you going to vote that your voice is more important than
Yeah.
someone else's?
It's not same reason why I don't go to WebMD and I wait to see the doctor.
Right. But I don't. You don't need to be a doctor to talk
I don't
about
go
life.
to WebMD and start giving myself diagnosis. I go and see the doctor to get diagnosis.
Oh, dude, I give myself
Right. So then what? So then you watch the news.
No, I need
then-
something legitimate
What,
from a source.
Yes,
that gets
but Val, this is called social media, meaning I'm allowed to talk. I can say whatever I want, right? I don't need, you don't, when you go, Kirill, look at this. I'm not a doctor.
But you're not
still
allowed to
me.
talk.
I'm allowed to talk on
No, you're
social
not.
media.
Because if you
talking
start
about?
saying something during COVID where you're allowed to talk, you can't talk. What do you mean?
Yeah, you could say it out
They
loud.
take your post off. It's
Yeah.
not. It gets fact checked. Apparently, you're not allowed to talk. What do you mean?
Dude, you're not
Your
allowed to.
opinion about COVID wasn't something that was granted and
Right,
was
you're
given.
a private company, Val.
Okay.
Twitter is not a right.
Yeah, but you're talking about it in a sense of social media is a community whole. No, it's not, bro. You
I
can't
never
say.
said it's a community.
But I'm
hall.
saying you
I
have a
never
right to
said
talk.
it. I said you could say whatever the fuck you want. They can choose to censor it for whatever financial reasons. If you think it's all done for anything but money, you're an idiot, right? Like if they're censoring, Twitter's sitting there being like, we're censoring that because for XYZ reasons that'll bring more money because advertisers are going to leave or this or that. It's all based on money,
Right.
right? And it's like, you're not owed a Twitter account. I'm mad. I'm banned from Twitter, but like
You're
I
banned
don't
from Twitter?
Yeah, I
Oh,
made a
shit.
fat joke a long time ago, and I think it's dumb. But I'm like, it's their right. It's the same way if I have a customer who annoys me too much, I ban him. Like I don't want to deal with you, dude.
Yeah.
You don't matter to the bottom line of my company, and your COVID opinions don't matter to me either. I'm Twitter. Shut up. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying they're running a business.
Yeah.
It's the same way if you got a guy who comes into your barbershop with lice, you're going to be like, all right, my man, you're banned, right? You don't
Depends
care
on how
about
much he pays.
Right, but you don't care. You know, as long as he pays more than all your other
Why do you keep
clients.
bringing up a barber with him? Are
He's a
you a
barber.
barber?
He's
I
a
have a
barber.
barber. I have a
He's a
barbershop in
barber.
New York.
Yeah,
Jim.
so it's like you run your business with no freedom of speech because you get to dictate at the end of the day. You're a dictatorship. That's what a business is. It's a complete dictatorship. I control
Not really.
everything.
Yeah,
Not,
but you're
not
also
until
not
IRS
like,
tells you that you're not.
If I ran
you're not telling
Instagram,
somebody
I would do the same
You're not controlling
thing.
how somebody lives their life. It's just
Yeah, but if I ran Instagram, I would run it exactly the same way. Why would I let porn on there? Why would I let all this shit on there?
no, I agree.
Why would I let
don't
any
think
of this
Twitter should even
crap?
have
I'm
porn
literally
on
worried about making billions of dollars. I don't care about a porn star's feelings.
it. Yeah.
Oh, wow, I got deleted. Bitch, I don't need you.
Anything else outside of your YouTube or
Just follow me on
Instagram?
social media at hippiegq_. That's pretty much for everything. And if you're getting a message from any other account, I promise you it's not me. And if you get scammed, that's your fucking fault.
And he's also might be doing no fat marathons. So
No fat marathons. Wait, I didn't sign up for this.
well, technically you're against porn at the end of this whole podcast.
I didn't say I was against porn, but like I'm against excess.
I'm
shit.
fucking
He's
with you.
against
I'm
the
fucking with
visuals.
you.
He
I'm
uses
fucking
his
with you.
imagination.
Imagination is way better.
Oh fuck yeah!
Imagination is way better, buddy.
Really?
Better for your
Yeah,
creativity.
you tell your time with a fucking sundial or a new iPhone watch, right? Technology. Keep up with it.
No, when I'm in Ukraine, I usually look at the sun.
Yeah, well,
Closer
you're
to
not in
6.
Ukraine. You're in America.
All right, guys. Great story. Awesome. I don't know what we discussed or what we solved. I don't know what we solved, but we solved something. And hopefully you
Solved
enjoyed.
nothing.
Can you clap us in? Or clap us out, I mean, with this one, please? What'd you say? Oh.
Okay, bye guys.